Guys, Interstellar is one of the greatest science fiction movies ever made, but for many people, it's also one of the most confusing. That's because the film uses several complex scientific concepts like gravity, wormholes, relativity, and higher dimensions. So today, we're going to break down the entire movie in simple, easy to understand English. By the end of this video, you'll understand everything that happens in Interstellar. Our main character is Cooper. He used to be a highly skilled NASA pilot, but now he lives as a farmer growing corn. The reason for this drastic change is that Earth has reached a critical point. Scientists are no longer the world's priority, farmers are. The planet is slowly dying, people are struggling to find enough food, and most crops have already become extinct. Wheat disappeared 7 years ago, leaving corn as one of the few crops that can still survive. That's why Cooper now spends his life farming instead of flying spacecraft. Cooper lives with his father-in-law, his teenage son Tom, and his intelligent young daughter, Murphy, better known as Murph. Murph is incredibly smart and loves science, but there's something strange happening in her bedroom. Her bookshelf keeps dropping books onto the floor for no apparent reason. Murph believes a ghost is living in her room. Cooper, however, doesn't believe in ghosts. He tells her that everything has a scientific explanation. Murph insists that the ghost seems to be trying to communicate with her. Instead of dismissing her idea, Cooper gives her a challenge. He tells her to carefully observe every unusual event, record everything she notices, and look for a logical pattern. If something is happening repeatedly, there must be a reason behind it. Around this time, massive dust storms have become a normal part of everyday life on Earth. One day, after another powerful dust storm, Cooper notices something unusual in Murph's room. Instead of settling randomly on the floor, the dust forms a series of perfectly straight lines in a very specific pattern. That's when Cooper realizes something important. This isn't the work of a ghost. Someone, or something, is manipulating gravity itself to send a message. Cooper spends the entire night studying the mysterious pattern. Eventually, he discovers that the lines represent a binary code. For those who don't know, binary is the language computers use. Normally, we write words using letters like A, B, and C, but computers store information using only two numbers, 1 and 0. In this strange dust pattern, the thick lines represent 1, while the thin lines represent 0. After decoding the binary sequence, Cooper discovers that it's actually giving him a set of geographic coordinates, a hidden location somewhere on Earth. The next day, Cooper follows those coordinates. When he arrives, he makes an incredible discovery. The location leads him to a secret underground NASA facility. There, Cooper reunites with Professor Brand, an old colleague from his days as a NASA pilot. He also meets Professor Brand's daughter, Amelia Brand. Professor Brand explains that humanity is running out of time. Earth's environment is collapsing. Plants are dying. The atmosphere is becoming increasingly toxic. More and more crops are disappearing every year. If nothing changes, Earth will eventually become completely barren, making human survival impossible. Cooper asks the obvious question: what is NASA doing to save Earth? Can't we somehow fix the planet and grow crops again? Professor Brand sadly shakes his head. He explains that Earth can no longer be saved. Humanity's only chance is to leave the planet entirely and find a new home somewhere else in the universe. Cooper is shocked. How is that even possible? He asks. There aren't any habitable planets close enough for humans to reach. A habitable planet is a world with conditions similar to Earth, one where humans could actually survive. Professor Brand then reveals something even more unbelievable. 48 years earlier, a mysterious wormhole suddenly appeared near Saturn. No one knows who created it. NASA believes that an advanced civilization, or perhaps higher dimensional beings, placed it there to help humanity survive. This wormhole acts like a shortcut through space. Instead of traveling for millions of years across the galaxy, a spacecraft can pass through the wormhole and reach another galaxy in a relatively short amount of time. Somewhere beyond that wormhole may be a planet where humans can start over. Who created the wormhole? Why are these mysterious beings helping humanity? We'll answer those questions later in the video, but first let's understand what a wormhole actually is. Our home, the Milky Way galaxy, contains hundreds of billions of stars and countless planets, and the Milky Way is just one galaxy among billions across the observable universe. The biggest challenge isn't finding another galaxy, the problem is distance. The space between galaxies is so unimaginably vast that even traveling at incredible speeds would take millions of years. This is where Einstein's theoretical concept of a wormhole becomes important. A wormhole is like a shortcut through space-time. Imagine you have a sheet of paper. Point A is on one side and point B is on the opposite side. Normally, you'd have to travel across the entire sheet to reach point B, but if you fold the paper so both points touch each other, you can travel from point A to point B almost instantly. That's exactly how a wormhole works. Instead of crossing the enormous distance through normal space, it bends space-time itself, allowing travelers to reach places that would otherwise be unimaginably far away.